Hi, I'm Farah, and this video is part of my series on dry fasting. This one is for the ladies, or for you to share with a lady in your life. It's all about our cycles. So it is important to know, especially if you're a woman, that if you receive especially dietary or nutrition advice, it's mostly coming from men. Vast majority of scientific medical health studies are done on men, or if they include women, they purposely do not include menstruating women. So it's just, take it with a grain of salt. Usually it's the men who are experimenting. The studies are done on men. The information is from men. And they do this because it becomes complicated when you add a woman's cycle in. It really does change things. It changes our hormones, it changes our energy levels, it changes our metabolism. And therefore, if you're running a scientific experiment, you want to keep the variables smaller and isolate things. So it just takes out some of the friction to remove cycling women. But in my experience of dry fasting, this is something that I've started paying attention to. In the beginning, I didn't and would just dry fast whenever, it fit in my schedule, when I could carve the time. And by dry fasting, if you haven't seen my other videos or don't know the term, it means that I don't consume anything at all. I also do not consume water. No food, no water. So I did start paying attention to this, and what I found is just what I found. It's completely anecdotal, n equals 1, my experience, and also my experience with my body. So I encourage you to experiment for yourself, but I intuitively wouldn't want to fast when I'm menstruating or ovulating. So kind of looking at the we could say the spring and the fall times of your cycle. So the follicular time, which is the part of the cycle after menstruation, or the luteal phase, which is between ovulation and menstruation. I personally have found that I really like around day 7. So my period is really short and simple and easy. It's 2 days. And so for me, day 7, I'm well past finishing bleeding and menstruating, and I feel really good energy at that time. And I also feel like my body needs less food anyway, like it kind of just naturally can go with less. So fasting fits well there, and that works well for me. And then my second choice would be around day, 18 to 20 or so. And of course, I'm using the conventional way of counting, which says that the day that you start bleeding is day 1. It's easy to do because it's so identifiable, but actually it doesn't really make sense, because I think any woman who's reflected on this would feel like that's the end of the cycle. That's like a conclusion, that's not really so much a beginning. But anyway, using day 1 as the beginning of the cycle when you start bleeding, then I like around day 7 in the follicular phase, or day 18, 19, 20 in the luteal phase. I'd love to hear from other women out there. I think more of us need to share our experience, and of course we're all unique, but it gives a starting point to tune into these things, and that's what we need to do. So I recommend that you notice what you feel, how your energy levels might change, when it might be easier or more challenging to fast. And you have to notice those things and take note of them. So I'm definitely a tracker, like everything, but I have a document in Evernote where I keep track of my dry fasting history, and that helps me make some correlations and see what happened and what I can do in the future. So I'll leave it at that. And yeah, again, happy to hear anything you guys have noticed about changes in your cycle and how you might line up fasting to go with it and best serve you and your hormones at that time. All right, thanks so much for listening. Take care. Bye.